Okay, so we are talking about the MirrorMe app tonight. We talked last week about the skin analyzer. So that shows somebody what they actually need for their skin. And then the MirrorMe is the fun one where they're like, oh, look at me. I look really cute in this. And they can try different looks. So did anybody last week actually go out and use the skin analyzer app with anybody?
I did.
And what kind of results did you get with that? What did people think?
My Aunt Misty was just like, no surprise. And my grandma, she's like, she thought it was cool. She's like, oh, I didn't know that. I'm like, yeah, so just order everything.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm proud of you for going out and giving it a try and talking to people about it. Um, Melissa or Emma or Myra, did any of you three use the Skin Analyzer app with anybody last week? Oh, Maya's regimen changed as a booking tool. So Melissa used it as a booking tool. Um, do you want to tell us about that? And then Maya, do you want to tell us how that changed what you're using? We'll let Melissa tell us first, I think.
So I have somebody who struggles with her skincare in general. And I was like, have I ever offered you the skin analysis? Because she's really trying to figure out like what's good for her. And she's like, no, what's this? Tell me more. And I was like, well, and I went on a whole spiel about how our skin analyzer app uses science to take out some of the guessing of what your face needs. And she goes, oh, that sounds great. And you just kind of tell me what from the list kind of sounds good to you. And then you could just pick and choose. And I just drop it off to you or I could ship it to you. She goes, that sounds so much better than going to the store. And then so she ended up telling some of her coworkers about this. So it's now a whole thing.
Amazing. Like you got multiple bookings just from sharing it with one person, and
Yeah.
they're excited to see it.
Yeah.
Great. And then Maya, do you want to tell us what changed for you? Okay, you were using the Time Wise, but oh, it changed to the hydrating line. So that's nice to know that you are then able to get exactly what your skin needs and making sure that you are in line with the right products. Because sometimes we think, oh, we're suggesting one to everybody, so we all must need the same thing. But that's great that it gives you exactly what it is that you need for your skin. So now that we've tried that one, talking about the Mirror Me app. So did anybody try the Mirror Me and come up with a look or have any ahas with using the app?
I used it and I definitely do not wear lipstick for a reason. It was very weird looking. I was like, yeah, no, probably not ever gonna happen.
Did anybody else try it?
I did. Apparently I look good in a cat eye.
Like, yeah, I did that one too. I was like, oh, I try, but I could never, it's a hot mess. One side's thicker than the other, and it's just a mess.
Well, I'm so used to like my teenage me. I did would do it right on the like inner
Yeah.
part of my lid here. So like I'm trying to break that habit, so I don't wear eyeliner right now. And so when I saw the cat eye, I was like, okay, this does not look trashy. I thought I would be a person that would look trashy on, but it does.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't get it. I gave up on that a long time ago. I was like, let me just have this every day. Just do it for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to be able to see different looks with it. So I was doing it the other night while we were watching TV, and QB was like, "Why are you making kissy faces at the phone?" Because I was like trying to see the different lip colors. And I was like, "You got to move your lips different ways to see it." And then I held it up on him, and even having the cat eye on his face, I don't know, it was funny to use, but it it was neat being able to see every different look and which actually looks compatible on our skin, or at least on my skin. So, like you can see, it's fun to play around with. So it's one, engaging for your customers when they're doing this. The Skin Analyzer app, it's like, okay, this is what I need, and you can have a real conversation, get deep with someone about how they want to transform their skin. the MirrorMe app is just really fun to use because you can try different looks. So you can use this in, well, here's 5 different ways that I have on using it to grow your business. The first one is to help build confidence for yourself, but also for your customers. Sometimes, especially if we're newer or we haven't done a lot of makeup appointments, sometimes we like focus more on the skincare. We feel more confident talking about the masks and microdermabrasion because there's not as many options. And we have more of the skincare items in our starter kits. So sometimes we go into a party when people want to talk about makeup and we're like, what do we do? How do we talk about this? So this can help build your confidence easily when you're in a group or you're one-to-one or in a group of people. But it also is going to help your customer feel confident because they can try anything and everything with this. It allows them to actually see what it will look like because a lot of times we're putting makeup on when we're working with customers and they're like, oh yeah, it looks nice in the mirror, but actually being able to see it yourself, the reflection, not just in a mirror, changes how you feel in it because it's like moving with your face and you're giving them a safe way to try things without worrying, oh, how am I going to put this on? Do I need to know every step with it? So it's giving them more confidence at the same time. If you don't have products with you, or let's say, you do have some makeup products, but you might only have a couple of the lipsticks. I've had this before where I didn't have all of them, and somebody wanted to try one that was very like an out there color that I don't normally sell a lot of, so I didn't have that one in my bag. But there are someone who wears like the brightest colors. But because I didn't have that one in there, they can't see it. So you could say, well, why don't you try it on our app? So it's a way to be able to try more products than maybe you actually have with you. And then so that gives you confidence and them confidence trying different products and trying different looks. The second thing is that you can use this to increase your sales. So instead of saying to someone, do you want to buy a lipstick today? You can have her try a couple different ones and then say, which one feels the most like you? If they're like, I love how this one looks, or which eyeshadow feels the most like you, or which eyeliner, they are going to buy into that even more because they're getting to have a say, they're getting to have a choice in this. And she's choosing what looks good on her, what makes her feel confident, and then it's going to make her want to buy it versus feeling like, oh, I have to sell her on buying this. She's selling it to herself when she's trying this. The other way that you can use this to increase sales is you start with the Skin Analyzer app, then you move them into the MirrorMe so they get to try both. They get to look good and feel good with their skincare, but then they might want to add on an eyeshadow or they might want to add on a blush or a lipstick. So it's giving them an opportunity to try more at the same time where you can get more sales from it that way. The third idea that we have here is using social media. There are a couple really fun ways, and I have all of these in a Google Doc, so be able to see all of the ways you can word this. But 3 ideas. Using it to create a poll and a vote. So I know Jessica, you said you don't really feel good in the lipstick, but maybe you want to like talk about the eyeliner and you're like, okay, which eyeliner looks the best on me? Or if you are someone that likes the lipsticks, maybe you want to do like the hot pink and then rosewood, and then you could do a screenshot of both and say, which one looks better. So people are engaging, telling you, oh, like that's neat. I like how that looks or this looks, and then they may want to try this themselves. You could also do before and after screenshots or the one where it like shows half of your face with and
Yep.
without. So you could post that and say something along the lines like, look at what I can do with this app. Do you want to try it too? So you're able to engage with other people that are looking at your post and they are going to be intrigued and want to try using the app themselves and potentially becoming your customers with that. And then the third way is you could do like soft, glamorous looks. You could do like a really bold look. You can create different looks, post them. If you don't know what to say when you're creating a look or creating a poll, ChatGPT is going to be your best friend. You can say into ChatGPT, I am making a social media post and I have a picture, a more glam picture. What can I say about it to get engagement from people that are seeing this? And it'll give you an entire script that you just copy and paste and put right on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, whatever you're doing this. If you're doing TikTok, you could probably even like screen record picking different looks. That'd be fun. And make a reel with it. But basically, you want to do things that are going to get engagement, which then creates conversations, and then that can move into bookings. So when people do comment, don't just ignore the comments and be like, oh, that's cool. So many people commented or asked a question. Actually go back and respond to all of them and ask them questions and engage with them that way. If you want to use this as a booking tool for parties, you can use this for in-person, like in-person parties you can do with the skincare and then do a makeup look with this afterwards. I've had a few lately, and so a few weeks ago I had a party where the beginning they asked questions about foundation, but they really only wanted to get foundation matched and like a couple really simple makeup tips. They really wanted to focus more on skincare, but a few of them were like, hey, I have like dark under eyes, I have this, I'd like to just see something really quick and easy. And this was a party that was in the evening. So when you're doing an evening one, it's nice to be able to do all the skincare, get them ready for bed, and finish the evening part of it. But then if somebody did want to look at a makeup look, you could just hold it right up to them and they don't actually have to be putting product on their face. You don't have to go through that part of it. You can, of course, book them for their own session for makeup. It's always a great idea to book them a second time. But if it's something really simple where they're like, oh, I just want to get an idea of how Mary Kay makeup works, or I'm really wanting to find a new eyeshadow for this event coming up, you could have them do that while you are checking everybody else out quick, and you can have them do something if they're going to add products that night. If you do that, what I would say is have them use it there, but then say, at another appointment, you can actually try that look completely and I'll bring the products with me so I'll show you how to create it on your face with the products. So you can get them both excited trying the product on the app, but then excited to meet you again where they're going to try the product in person with you so you get double out of it. This is also really great for virtual appointments. We used to have the makeup sample cards. Some of you might still have some. I have a handful of them left, but last fall they decided to discontinue them. So I've been thinking about how can I use makeup with my virtual appointments when I run out of the samples that I have. And this is a great option for that because you can create a look and send a specific look to them. So, especially if you are doing something virtual, or let's say you have a friend that lives out of state or something. Like my best friend, she lives in California. So, if I wanted her to try a makeup look, I wouldn't necessarily need to mail samples to California, and obviously, I can't meet her in person. So, what we can do then is I could create a look for her on the app, send it to her, and then she can try it on. Did you all play around with that part of like seeing how to send the looks?
I haven't yet.
So Mackenzie, who is on Melissa's team, she can't be on our meetings on Monday nights because of work. So she went on and she created a look that she liked and sent it to me. And then when I opened it up, I actually was trying the look on myself because of the way that she sent it to me. So you can send a look that you customized for somebody on the app, send it to them, and then when they open it, they will be seeing exactly what you created for them. So it's a nice way to be able to do that too, especially as you get to know someone, you have a conversation with them in like the pre-booking part where you're like, okay, what are you looking for? This is great with some of the brides that we meet where they are like, oh, I'm too busy to like meet and have a party, but I am curious about what a bridal look could be. You could create an entire look for them, ask them what they're looking for, create a look, they can try it on the app and they can be a customer of yours that way. So this just opens up the door and gives you more opportunities to work with people where they are. Sometimes we also have people who, I don't know if anybody else has had this recently, they're like, this season of my life is so busy right now. I need to think about this in August or September. And you're like, well, that's a long time from now. So how can I connect with them now so that they still are in my space while also validating the fact that they're like, I don't want to meet until the fall. This is something that you could pull up then. You could do the skin analyzer or the MirrorMe. But say, I understand that now is a really busy time, but if you have 5 minutes, I can either create a look for you that you could use going into the summer, or if you want to play around and create your own look, I can help you figure out how to do that too. And then we can still meet in the fall with your friends, create a whole night for you, but at least you can have something to set yourself up with for right now. So again, it just gives you more opportunities that way. And then the fifth way that this is a great app to use is with team building. Because we all are in different places. We all have different wants and needs out of this. Sometimes we have people that are like, I love Mary Kay products and I want to do this more friends and family. This is great for that person because, like Jessica, you said you shared this with your aunt and your grandma and you one other friend. And even though you are wanting to do more with your business, like it's a really good starting point with some of those people. But it's easy for anybody to be able to do this, to share this app and to learn about the products themselves, because I'm sure even talking to them about it, they're like, oh, what about this product or that product? So you're learning more as you're doing this with them. So really that's good for all of us, but especially if we want to grow teams and have people working with us, this is a way you can get them on board, help support them, help them get started no matter where they are and what they're looking for. This also works really great with your website because as soon as someone tries a look or does the skin analyzer app and find something you like, have them go to your website, shop right there, and you're able to have that money coming in. Just like if you had a new team member, they would have the money coming in right away. You don't have to be waiting on a booking. You don't have to wait on getting products in hand. You are already able to start going right then. Okay, so any questions about those 5 ideas of how to actually utilize the MirrorMe app? Okay, so the other thing to think about when we're using these apps and using the MirrorMe is a flow and a rhythm. We've talked about more recently how to connect with people and using that time to actually get to know them, bring this together. So this is a full circle moment because you're not just going to put an app in front of somebody and say, here you go, figure out what you like. And all of a sudden they're going to be your favorite customer. You still need to get to know them. So you want to invite them to try this. You can meet them over Zoom. You can meet them over FaceTime to go over it. You can meet them for coffee. Really, you can meet somebody anywhere, 10, 15 minutes, go through their look, doing it at a party, saying, try it here. We can meet next time, try the products in person. So there's a lot of different ways to connect with the person that way, but it all starts with you inviting them. But then giving her a chance to play with the app. So Jessica, when you tried the lipstick, even though you're like, okay, I found out lipstick's not for me, did you try different colors?
I did, and I was just like, maybe it's because I'm not used to it, but I'm like, no. Like I like just like the lip gloss, chapstick and lip gloss. I don't know, I've been doing that since like high school, so
But it's fun because you tried a lot of different looks. So it's like, though you figured out, okay, it's still not for me, you were able to try a lot of different things and it's not putting it on and then taking 10 minutes to wipe it off. You were able to just play around with the app and you probably had fun being like, ooh, how's this one look? How's that
yeah.
one look? And so that's going to get people excited because they're having a good time with you. And when people have a good time with you in a non-pressure way like this, they're going to want to spend more time with you as well. And that makes them better customers. When you see some look and whatever their opinion is of it, you want to play that up too. Like if they're excited and you're like, oh my gosh, the cat eye look. Like, oh my gosh, girl, that looks amazing. Like you should do that every day. So they're getting excited. They like the look. You are there to help them feel confident in it and, help them build the confidence actually with the product then. So they're seeing it. And if they're like, oh, I don't know how to do that, then you say, well, here's like a tip to help you put that on. But you're reacting with her and then asking her, what does she love? Again, asking questions is always better than telling someone what to do. So if you said, oh yeah, you should really buy that blush, that looks great on you, versus saying, oh, what do you think of that color? If she's loving it, she's selling it to herself, you don't necessarily need to sell it. You just need to encourage her to appreciate what she already likes. And then you can make recommendations based on what she loves. So she's like, I really do like the blush, but I'm not sure about the color. You can say, what about this one? Or this one would look really nice on you. Let's try that color. So you can make recommendations based on what she's looking for and also keeping it simple with what recommendations. You don't need to tell her, like, if she's someone that never wears makeup, you need to buy everything. But you could always just say, what is the favorite part of this? If she's like, I love my eyeshadow and the cat eyes, that's what you would focus on. You don't need to get her to get everything all at one time. So, any questions on that? If not, okay. So I added today to our Google Doc that I had last week of everything. So I won't like read this word for word, but this is the one last week that had all of the scripts and everything from the Skin Analyzer app. So if you scroll down, I think this is like page 9, 8 or 9. We have a lot of pages of this. Here are some scripts that you can use with the MirrorMe app. There are a couple social media engagement posts. So there's a couple different options. You can take a picture with it or a screenshot with it, post these. So there's a few different options that you can try. For invites to people, here are a couple that you can try sending. And if you don't like exactly how it's worded, put it in chat GPT and say, make this sound more like me. You could also even ask chat GPT to give you different options as well, but these are some starting options. And then if they say yes, so if you said, I'm trying some virtual makeover appointments this week, would you like to try a look for yourself? If they say yes, I have 2 different options on how you can word this depending on your vibe. I personally like this first one. So it's giving them 2 options where you can create a look for them or they can create a look for themselves and go over it together. The other one, well, they both like that, but I do like the first option better as housework. Then you can decide what sounds good to you. And then here are some things to think about while you are in that experience. I said, really thinking about and reacting with her. What does she like? How does she feel in the look? Here's some questions and some things you can say to go with that. And then how to transition into actually selling the product, like seeing how she feels, what she likes. Sometimes it's hard to go from that and be like, okay, now what? How do I actually get her to get the product from me? So you could either ask her, do you want me to show you how to recreate this look in real life? Then you'd be using the actual product. Or if you could say something like, if you're going to start with this look, here is the thing that I would recommend. So you're picking 1 or 2 of the items that she likes, recommending them, and building off of that with her. Using this as a booking tool to get other people to do this, but I feel like Melissa already had that down. She already had a couple bookings from like telling one person. So it's really just sharing it and telling people and then having a follow-up message with it. If you're doing this with someone virtually and they download the app and you feel like, okay, what should I say? I haven't heard from them. Did they download it? Did they pick a look or not? Here are a couple of ways that you can reach out to her again to see, what she's thinking, what she likes. Did she find a look that she likes or not? Where is she in this phase or in the process? So here's a few different options that you can use for that. And then again, we all know people where life gets busy and then all of a sudden we haven't heard from somebody and it's been a week or 2 weeks. here's another option for the text that you can send to her, or along the lines of this if you haven't heard from her recently. And then different things you can say once she does send you a look that she likes. And again, here it is, keep it simple. People like simple things. We don't want to bombard them with too many choices. If they have too many choices, how many times do you feel like this? You have 10,000 choices and you make no decision at all. Decision fatigue. So give her one or two things, maybe three things, and then you'll be able to go from there. So does that feel helpful in ways to utilize the MirrorMe app?
Yes.
Awesome. And then we don't have any questions about this. Next week, we are going to put all this together. I have a few more ideas about how to use the tools that we have. We're also going to talk about using the foundation matching app because that's going to be really important when we get the new foundations out. So we'll have some tips on those. Okay, Emma, Maya, Melissa, any questions or thoughts tonight? Or Jessica? Okay. So then we're gonna get done early tonight because I feel like that went through everything there. I have a video for us though. To finish up.
For one woman, it was always mission possible. Mary Kay Ash was ahead of her time, all of the time. An idea for a book became a revolutionary business plan. A lack of opportunity for women ignited a desire for change, and her ability to see beyond the boundaries of what is led her to blaze a trail for what can be. She built a social network one woman at a time. She used word of mouth to drive engagement and grew her startup product line to include the best in scientific breakthroughs. She disrupted the idea of business as usual and gave people the power to walk away from limitations by sharing this simple idea. If you believe it, you can achieve it. Imagination powered the possibilities not only for Mary Kay Ash, but for all women.
So I love that video. I feel like it's fitting because really, this is all about using your imagination, using your creativity, and letting the women that you're meeting use their creativity in creating some really fun looks. So I challenge you this week to go out and have 1 to 3 people try the MirrorMe app or create a look for them and see what happens just using this as a tool to connect with women. And use this with people in all the different areas of your life and wherever you're meeting them for some quick check-ins too. So I hope that everybody has a great night. And if you need anything in the meantime, reach out anytime.
You too.
Thanks. Good night.
Night.